in a position to really say that we can fast track this, knowing that we do not have commissioners on board just yet. They're supposed to go to Parliament for the vetting processes and all that. We still are talking about the delimitation of boundaries. We still are talking about by-elections that are supposed to be handled. And I know we're going to tell ourselves that perhaps Chebukati came on board quite late and he managed an election, but we also just how faulty some of these elections were. Can we confidently say that we are in that position, understanding very well that an election is a whole ecosystem?
The commissioners will be in place very soon.
Okay.
You know, the IEBC amended act had given them 90 days panel. So when they realized, and you know, they are doing funny work because you don't shortlist a whole 100 and something people. Then you also bring in some other people who are not in the initial
list. Okay.
You know, that created room for people to have suspicions. So the issue of us not having commissioners, that is going to be sorted.
Okay.
In the next maybe 1 month, we will have the names. They will have been taken to the president. Then ultimately he forwards the name to Parliament. So that is going to be sorted.
Okay.
Then the issue of boundaries, limitation, realistically, it will not be possible to work. So what they can do is, when they are in office, they can delimit the boundaries, but put a caveat that they'll use those boundaries in the next election. Okay. Yeah, so that solves that issue. Then, you know, there are also what we were calling the protected constituencies, like Odaya, Mias East, those which didn't have the numbers. They have to take a bill to Parliament to make sure that they are protected. But you know, where the catch here is going to be, the executive and the legislature, they must give the commission money. Because you can't hold elections without a budget. A budget, yeah. So I know they'll try to play games, you know. They'll make sure that they don't allocate the IEBC money. But you know, we also have the courts. You refuse to give the commission money, somebody will go to court. Willis here will still go to court and get orders to compel Mbadi to give IEBC money.
And Willis must remind us of what happened. I still bring us back to when Okiya Omtata argued in court that we would hold, or it was necessary for us to hold an election in 2021 and not 2022. He wasn't successful because then we all saw that we handled the election in 2022. What members of county assembly, because this is what Kenyans are largely equating to when they are thinking about this debate. What makes you think it's going to be different and that perhaps we would have the confidence to go back to the courts for an interpretation?